So I'm David Boone. I'm the Operations Server Manager at Denver Health and Hospital. I've been there for 20 years. OnTAP, NetApp OnTAP. My primary purpose for NetApp OnTAP is for the Metro cluster. We have 2 data centers and we have it housed there for high availability and fault tolerance. One of the biggest values that OnTAP provides is the ability to fail over between 2 data centers. Since we're a hospital, it gives us high availability and allows for us not only to fail over in situations of power outage, but also it allows for us to do testing to ensure that the product is functioning properly. My impression of it is it works flawlessly and it allows for us to be able to manage our environment in a more rapid fashion. So we've only partially, for the NVME, just began to really start playing with it and test it. We're working on implementing a Metro cluster over IP, so we haven't involved ourselves very heavily on it at this point in time. How OnTAP is improving our organization, what I can say is over the last 5 years of implementing Metro cluster OnTAP, we've been able to improve and keep a high availability for our organization. And in many cases, we reduce and minimize any downtime that happens given us a power or hardware failure or any of the natures of other things. We've been able to still keep our environment up and resilient. So for our OnTAP mission critical, we use about 85%. We also have Epic. Epic runs all on NetApp, and so we also have some critical clinical applications that also run on NetApp. So those are highly available, those are which allows the doctors to gain access to some very critical clinical applications that reside on our NetApp storage. If our data center goes down, we have 2 data centers and we can fail over between either data center that is interrupted because of a power or any scenario. So real-time analytics, we use our NetApp E-Series, and that houses and manages all of the analytics within our environment. OnTAP allows, because of the deduplication, it reduces the footprint because of the deduplication and minimizes and makes the footprint much smaller. Stability is very strong. I'll give you a great example. We had an issue where we called NetApp because of the FlexPod. We had the ability, after FlexPod looked at the solution, FlexPod was running well. What is important is the partnership that we have with NetApp. While we were trying to identify a problem, even though the problem had nothing to do with NetApp storage, NetApp came in and helped us resolve that solution because they had a team come in, evaluate, identify where the problem actually was and gave us a fix for it. And that was very critical given the situation of the outage that we were occurring at the time. Scalability has been very, very well. We've had this product not only for Epic as well as our infrastructure for the last 5 years. The Scaleup has been fantastic. One of the solutions that we're looking at to go to the Metro cluster IP is because over the last 5 years we've finally grown to the point where we're at our max, and either we have to build another cluster solution or revamp, modify, and move forward. And so we're looking at the Metro IP cluster to allow us to do that. When initially we had a reseller partner with, they were instrumental in helping us build up at least the infrastructure, but then we also had a partner that also came in and helped us implement and build out the Epic environment as well. There's a lot of reporting which we work with NetApp on the OCI and Snap Manager. At this point, I'm just trying to really get a feel for what's our next event. I see where NetApp is headed when it comes to the reporting and integration, and I'm looking forward to seeing what solutions they will present to us. That's a difficult question. It's a lot of functionality integration that we look forward to for improvements. I think from this Insight meeting conference, I think I'm learning where they're going, and I'm very interested to see those improvements and how they can help us. From a space consumption perspective, because of all of the deduplication and the snapshots that we're allowed to manage our infrastructure from a storage perspective, it's been really solid. I know we're about 50 to 60% deduplication on most of our storage, and it has allowed for us, storage continues to grow. It never reduces. As many times as I've looked at trying to reduce storage, we continue to consume our storage growth. Because of that deduplication that NetApp provides, has allowed that growth to be maintained and managed. To evaluate, we had a storage solution, and during the investigation and review of a solution, what was analyzed that met the standards for what we were looking for was the fact that we had UCS in our environment, we had virtualization, VMware, and the integration of NetApp gave us a FlexSpy clone, and the integration and the communication and having a one-shop place for all of our troubleshooting and management and coordination of those three different solutions, that made the best sense to go with NetApp. So we looked at 3PAR, we looked at EMC. It was a variety of different people that we looked at to see what was the best fit for us, even IBM. I rate what NetApp provides from us from a quality, I'll give them a 10. It's very important that the partnership that they provide us and the assistance and the work that they communicate with us on a regular basis is outstanding. Return on investment, what I can say from a cost perspective, it's in line with many of the storage industries. We get a great reduction from our cost perspective in partnership. So I would say the ROI is suffice. I think you need to evaluate from a recommendation that I can give is many technologies, they're very similar. What I would recommend is make sure that you have a great partnership with whomever you select. And in my case, I recommend that you understand your business and make sure whomever you're going to select understands your needs and is willing to not just make a sale, but invest their organization and commitment to your organization. And the partnership that I have as part of my recommendation is I select NetApp because they have a true partnership with us.